Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of As Far As You Can Tell. I'm Joe, with me is...
Andrea.
Rachel. Ashley.
JP.
And the judges have made a decision. This year's Best in Show is...
Brad! Fuck yeah! You get to be best in show!
And this is an actual play Pathfinder game set in the Zodiac Empires Campaign Setting. Brad's showing off a pizza. Little recap of what happened last time. The party did a bit of information gathering on back at the Church of Nogrix that had recently been attacked and raided and executed, basically. Found a few things. We found the weird altar room, secret hoard place
Dragon
of
Horde.
Nogrix. Completely untouched, so that's good. That wasn't taken or anything. The big thing we found is there was a element or planar rift hole thing to the gloom, and we figure out that's probably how they got in there and killed a lot of people. After that, we wanted to go get information from the common folk and see the reactions. We found out that the newspapers were publishing that everyone was found dead this morning or yesterday or very recently, pretty much after we went in and buried all the bodies. They were found, everyone was missing. And we did some more just reconnaissance on listening to the common folk and their thoughts on things. While that was happening, Anna decided to go back to her uncle's shop and investigate, try and get into the basement there. Hope and Raziel served as a distraction while Vale and Anna got down there. They found a secret room that Anna had never been in before, full of a bunch of alchemical devices and ingredients and stuff that she can use, as well as some journals and stuff that she can go through with her uncle's designs. Then after that, the party decided to go back to Vale's apartment, where we would hopefully meet up with Rowan and get some more intel from him. But when we got there, our new bird friend, who we made last time, took us to the window and showed us that there were 5 weird individuals looking around. And
The wizard is the one that was in front of
Raziel
got it.
went down to confront them. And they were all like, oh crap. And he started leading them towards the courtyard of Vale's apartment building. And the rest of the party was rushing downstairs. Vale's waiting up top to shadow teleport downstairs. And that's about where we left off. Yeah. I'm going to pitch it to Brett.
So, you eventually take them to the atrium in the center of the building. For those of you who don't know, this is in the bottom of an apartment complex. It's one large building that Vale owns through serendipitous means.
Legit.
On all 4 hallways to the north, east, and south lead to lifts that lead to all the other floors, and then the one that
We're coming in.
you guys are coming in on, where the pizza is
The actual entrance.
the actual entrance to the outside. These also do lead outside, but that just happens to be the one that they brought in. There's no lift on that end. There's a fountain in the center and 4 trees. The area is grassy, and it looks to be just a central meeting area in the center. There's a small paved path leading to the fountain and out to the hallways. The bottom floor of this apartment complex currently is a large set of abandoned shops, like an interior mall. This is very common in the field due to the fact that the weather is typically unsavory at best. It also happens that this apartment complex is in a fairly well-to-do section of town, so technically it would be a good place to be, but Vale hasn't let anybody move in yet. The upper floors from floor 2 to 3 all have squatters in them, the various apartments. Everything is turned on for the building, but for the most part, Vale lets people squat here. They leave her things to keep her happy.
Offerings.
But for the most part, the squatters don't even know who it is that they give their stuff to. The entire first floor has been converted into a large-scale apartment for Vale and her friends. 5th floor. The 4th floor is an empty series of apartments. Vale has cleared out most of the walls and stuff and was using it as a pseudo-training area. Much to the dismay of the people on the 3rd floor. In any case, the party is bringing 5 members of what they believe to be members of the Void into the atrium to question them, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Question.
No answer.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna wait until they get in.
They're in.
Okay. Well,
The guy eventually walks forward, he gets to the fountain, and then he turns around. And then he says, "Where is she?" Not like that.
I was gonna say. Because
That got aggressive real fast.
Yeah.
So much.
Where are they? He smashes your head into the fountain. Anyway.
Well,
You can see him clearly from your 4th floor entrance to this room.
Okay.
I mean, do these guys move up?
Yeah, they all move up behind you.
I'm just gonna. I mean,
They're all looking around
I'm
like
facing
ready
this
for a
dude.
trap.
I'm trying not to cut his head off.
As you walk in, you look to your left and you see your friends walking down the hallway towards you.
No, I can actually see them.
Yeah.
I asked him what he wants with her. Choose your words wisely, friend.
She won. A fantastic sweepstakes.
It's
He's a voyage! It's a Senate deal on an all-exclusive paid airship ride. He reaches inside of his jacket really slowly. As Arasnan makes a huffing noise.
I'm not even worried about this combat. We don't have to do anything.
He pulls out a sealed letter. He hands it to you.
What? Is that what?
Does it have anthrax in it?
I take it. Is that it?
Boss told me to give this to her. Yeah.
I doubt he's lying.
That's fine. I'm starting to find out. 20.
You feel like he's both not lying and definitely not saying something.
Say you found her on the streets out there. Just gonna give her the letter?
Yep.
Daddy roll sounds better than that.
He's lying.
Bad liar.
You're a bad liar. Do you work for him, buddy? I just need him to say the word. I don't know any names yet, so he could even name drop somebody, and I still wouldn't know. That's the worst part.
She knows.
Hope is not looking at Raziel. He wants to kind of head over here and say, "Excuse me," and act like he's leaving.
Okay.
Oh,
They step out of your way after eyeing you up.
Good.
What's out this way?
Which
Lift.
way?
Towards you.
Left.
Where
I
are
leave.
we coming from?
From another lift.
So I'm getting on that other
Stand on the
side.
very other side of the coin.
Right.
Is this like the actual end of this hallway?
No, it
Okay.
goes all the way out. There's another. I don't know how many.
I mean, we could pretend we're taking care of Arathan.
But I say I'm not her.
To get on the other
I'm
side.
asking the questions.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I would definitely give that to her. It's probably important. Considering he made me send it.
I still
We
don't
usually
know.
don't send letters.
I still don't know who he is or who you work for.
The letter, I guess, reveals everything? I don't know. I didn't read it.
Can she actually reach through shadows?
Yeah.
Like just her arm?
No.
Damn.
That would be so spooky.
That's what I wanted to.
Make some shadows behind them so she can come kill one of them.
No, there's the absolute shadows in here. I could have just held the letter up and it
Hope
just like.
holds his hands up. Veil
I
starts
mean,
popping up.
I'm letting you guys do what you need to do.
I
If you want me to pop over.
I do want to walk
no,
across
I was
toward, like,
could do some
Arasna.
cheesy shit.
Yeah. do you
Toward
wanna-
wherever our horses are.
Yeah.
As you walk past there, like, what the fuck?
See,
Two girls.
I thought nobody lived here. See?
There's a lot of foot traffic all of a sudden.
Does he say that? Yeah. A lot of squatters. But I don't know 100%. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
he hasn't said anything.
Yeah,
I'm not a murder hobo. Until he says
Not
the
today.
key word. I'm like a hypnotized murder hobo, right? Like, there's a trigger word. Void! And then I start reapering.
At this point, Hove is sitting there,
Andrew's Finch.
just leaning. Hove needs a pipe,
He does.
because then he can just stand there smoking a pipe.
The problem is we haven't had enough time to research these guys, so I don't have any, like, determining features.
Right.
They look voidy.
A
Just
bird.
cough and be like, "Ah."
Looks like I trigger myself. What?
Find out. Just to see what we get. Where
I'm really not sure
find
why
it
you didn't
again?
take levels in Barbarian. That's just me.
What, me? I've thought about it.
Boy, breaks.
What if she wants to find you?
She knows where to go.
You're making this very difficult.
I'm like, no, don't.
What are you talking about?
I mean, just let them go. If they're just gonna go.
Yeah.
Just let 'em go.
Tell her she can always meet us at her old headquarters.
I don't think so.
I stab him. I'm sorry. He says our old headquarters. That's like...
What?
I'm not really gonna stab him.
You can if
Oh,
you want.
No, I don't want to. Because it could be like old friends of yours that just happen to join the Void. Like, I have no idea who
We
these
have
people
no
are.
clue.
I say, alright, you're fucking hard to talk to. I'll give it to her.
I can invis you.
I go invisible! I'll give it to her.
Do! I have a scroll detect thought.
I mean, you should possibly use it.
Can I use it on them?
Oh, that's pretty neat.
You have it in your
Sure,
spellbook, right? Should be in your spellbook.
Scroll.
Well, I mean, you could have learned it by now.
I don't know. I probably did.
Making sure that's in your. Anyway,
She had it.
Yeah.
I asked if she had it.
go ahead and cast it.
Cast it.
Cast it.
Well, it's in your spellbook. You don't have to remember it. Keep the thing.
It's a scroll.
Well, you could have learned the scroll by now.
Oh.
That's how. That's,
What is
What you
the
do with
DC for your third level spells, please?
High.
I think it's a secret. 10, 3,
It's
6,
a high
19.
DC.
What do you want to know? It reveals Serpent's thoughts. So he is currently thinking.
Is he? He's mentioning his boss. Is he thinking about his boss?
No.
what is he thinking about with the old, like, these, like, positive thoughts? Murder hobo thoughts, perhaps?
He's as you stare at this gentleman and his friends, because it works in a cone.
I can do more than one person.
Yeah,
Sweet. Why
That's
don't
good
I do
stuff.
this all the time?
I think
I don't
you
know.
can.
That's why I asked if you
should.
had
That's
it.
why I said you should have learned it, yeah. Because it's a crazy good spell.
After 3 rounds, you focus on a single individual. First round, presence or absence of thoughts. Second round, number of
Done.
thinking minds and intelligence score of each.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
If the highest intelligence is 26 or higher, you are stunned for 1 round.
I think you're
You're
fine.
not.
So if you're, like, trying to
wizards.
detect
Third
thoughts,
round, surface thoughts of any mind in the area. A target's will save prevents you from reading thoughts, and you must cast detect thoughts again to have another chance. You can
maintain.
you can switch in people, but they get a will saving throw each time.
Okay.
Once they fail forever, and once they pass forever. So you have the guy standing in front of Raziel. He is currently thinking about how it's quite obvious that this became a trap really quickly. That dwarf back there is definitely part of this, and so is the Amorai that's staring at me intently.
Like I'm trying
Stink
to.
I'm like behind Erasmus. I'm like, or behind my horse. I'm like,
Stink
or behind him.
He's thinking awful lot of
Delicious bagel.
awful lot of
Someone
delicious
say
bagels.
Boss.
Jesus.
He's not from New York, boss. He's thinking that this is an awful lot of firepower for delivering a letter. He's also trying to figure out why you couldn't find the apartment.
I mean, it wasn't hidden until.
Yeah.
So. Like a
Okay,
little
I'd
bit
like
ago.
move to the next one. His
Uh,
next friend.
we're
He's
gonna
looking
go
at
with the
my
one
ass.
standing directly behind. It's a girl.
The chick.
She looking at my butt.
No,
Is she looking at his butt?
no. She's thinking to herself, man, I really have to pee. Can we leave? I really need to pee.
If we have to
Women.
fight, use that to your advantage.
The one to her right.
Clutch the water.
Oh,
Make it rain. I'll tell you to bring a glass of water from the apartment. Shiny man.
He's the mini we use for Conquered Ball.
He is thinking about a girl named Clarice, who he would like to get back to. He thinks
Use
this
that
is,
to our advantage.
he thinks this is a total waste of time and doesn't
Couple
quite
of
understand why they needed 5 people to
Deliver
deliver a letter.
That's the only reason we're really on edge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it was like a dude.
A
But,
career in Skyrim?
right. Like if I was like
Okay.
really going to an
Okay.
important quest and I froze.
Next.
The person behind the girl is thinking about the girl.
Is he looking at her butt?
He's looking at her butt.
Oh, snap. Use that to our advantage.
He's trying to figure out when would be the best time to ask her to go out on a date, or if he even should. Does she even like me?
Please relay this information to me.
Oh, I'm good. No, I'm going to just walk out and be like, okay.
No, as they're leaving, I
Would
want to
you
be like,
relay it
you
to
should
me?
really just tell her, dude.
Look,
Are there any bathrooms on this floor?
Oh my god.
Wow.
huh?
Yeah.
Go
The last one, you notice something a little odd, because it's something you don't run into very often, but his mind is completely blank.
Can I look at this?
Oh, he dumb.
Or
Is he ring?
No, he has no ringtone.
some type of...
Does he
I know what it's called in Harry Potter world, but I don't know what it's called in D&D.
He's a Dementor?
No, it's like the thing where Voldemort tries to like look at her.
Occlumency.
Yeah, the over.
The what?
Occlumency.
Oh.
Where Snape tries to teach Harry
Yeah.
how to block Voldemort out of his mind.
It's actually really badass.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of my favorite parts of it.
His Snape's a really accomplice with Julian's. Yeah, anyway.
And moving on.
Anyway.
Harry
In any
Potter.
case, he's, roll some motive.
Oh, I thought that was a 20.
God, there was another nat 20.
13?
Brad would have given up.
He's specifically blanking his mind willingly. It's not something that's happening to him.
Is he like looking at me?
No. He's doing everything he should be doing, which is looking around the room.
He's being a good dude.
He's the only one
Containing
that should
threats.
be here.
He's the only one that's actually,
He's focused.
yeah. You should be in charge. You.
You're making more trees. So, all in all, generally harmless. They're not here to kill you.
Cool.
I tell you guys they're not here to kill us, and I tell you he's looking at her butt and she has to pee.
Oh, you get.
And I'm
Oh,
gonna tell you the one in the back should be the leader because he's not thinking about anything.
Or...
Does he have, like... Are his hands gloved?
He could have a ring.
You notice the bump under his foot.
I was just thinking, like...
He might be settled.
Yeah.
Vale should just like step out of the man's shadow and take the letter. Because it'd be really funny. Hopefully she pees herself.
If you tell me someone might pee themselves, I'll do it.
True.
That's great.
Do you tell me to tell her?
Yeah. Actually, Brazil totally does. Because he doesn't think they're threatening
Okay,
anymore.
I
At this
tell
point,
her.
I'm just
Yeah.
messing with them.
I want to do it then.
Okay, you step out from behind the shadow. You step out from behind him and grab the letter. He seems slightly taken aback that you just appeared behind him.
That's stuff.
I'm just making a message. Is what I'm
Roll perception.
doing. This is just a message. Is all this is.
The two behind Raziel immediately take a step back. She bumps into him.
Booty first.
Booty first.
And the one in the back right corner thinks only to himself, there she is.
He's
Took you long
for-
enough.
I hold up the letter. What's
No,
this about?
the one in the back right, the one that
The guy that
I
wasn't
wasn't
thinking.
thinking. I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
What?
What's this about? And I kind of hold up the letter and
Really, both the guys in the back sat there. She is.
I
One guy
honestly don't know.
something different.
We were sent, given an address, hand the letter.
5 of you?
They think it's overkill too.
Strange things have been going on in the city.
I've seen stranger things.
Hey.
So, yeah, I'm gonna crack it open and read it in front of them.
When she starts to crack it open, I tell the one behind me there's a bathroom over there.
Oh, feel free to use the facilities.
But alright, so she's the one that's got to go, and he's the one that likes her.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm waiting for her to
We
leave.
care way too much about.
She doesn't. She eyes you suspiciously.
No harm will come to you. It's just the bathroom.
As far as you can tell.
She's thinking to herself, how the fuck do they know that?
I'll be like, do you want me to go with you?
Oh my god.
And now after you spoke, she goes, oh, hello.
Hi. Sorry about that. Can't be too safe. There are crazy things happening.
She walks off with you to the bathroom.
Okay.
I step a little bit backwards to the guy. Man up and tell her, dude.
He mutters profanities under his breath. Anyway, the letter contains...
This is why I love D&D.
It's an invitation to a...
Of course it is. It's always an invitation.
It's the only reason couriers show up.
A ball,
No, it's
a
a...
gathering,
Thieves Guild?
a meeting,
A mass suicide?
Parlay.
convention,
Masquerade.
A parade.
funeral.
Parade.
My funeral?
It's a memorial
Oh.
service to the High Priest of Nogrix that was recently killed.
Like a vigil or something?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a private vigil containing only his closest friends and associates.
I wasn't a closest friend or associate, was I?
No.
Yeah, you would have told us.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second! He killed my
I
friend!
totally love this dude.
Does it say it's to you? Like,
What? Yeah. What?
Yeah.
What does it say?
It is specifically addressed to you. Says that this will be the place for the vigil. This is where it's happening. This is how long it's going to be.
Do I have any plus ones?
What?
Do I have any plus ones?
It tells you can bring your friends and associates if you wish.
Plus
Your
4.
most trusted advisors. His name. You are invited to the home of Phalar Valfarin.
Sounds like a bitch.
Have you ever heard that name before?
F-A-E-L-A-R-Z-I apostrophe Valfarin
wealthy bitch.
V-A-L-F-A-R-E-N.
Have you ever heard that name?
Yes, you know exactly who this is. Phalar to you is he's one of those a people's noble, as you were. He's one of those politicians that gets himself involved in day-to-day affairs of his associates and the people that work underneath of him. As far as you know, he's a pretty upstanding gentleman. He's the one who assisted you in gaining access to this building,
Okay.
which is why he knew where to send this letter.
Word.
Um,
That clears these dudes up a little bit.
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he mentions that he has been keeping eyes on to see if you'd ever return, and he was hoping that you would.
Okay.
After the events of date listed when your place was burned down.
All right.
Fair enough.
so I think he's.
Is there like a check yes or like an RSVP?
No.
Tell him I'll be there.
Alright.
And next time maybe come with less people and less creepy cultish vibes.
We can't do that. I also don't recommend going off anywhere alone.
Good to know. What is some of this weird stuff happening that you speak of?
We do not speak of it in public. We will only talk about it at the vigil.
This isn't really public.
It's more public than you think.
What does that mean?
There are eyes in the walls.
There's a crowd.
She's got it.
We look at the walls, they're all eyes. Oh my god.
How do we not know this before?
Dear God.
This
Why are we cutting
terrible
off someone's
real
finger?
Yeah, no, not yet.
Oh, can I cut off this finger, guys?
Sorry, this is just a thing we do.
I'm ready.
It's initiation.
Put
It's
me
got
in
one of them
punch.
pipe cutters where you keep squeezing it and the blade gets closer and closer until.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Anyways.
the party. They leave.
I don't stop them. Yeah, they leave. They leave.
Cool.
Yeah.
She didn't try to kill me or anything.
No.
Okay. Told you you'd be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. By the way, that guy likes you.
Oh my god! Yes.
She says, "I know."
Oh,
I never said that.
Oh!
Tell him!
I'm like, damn.
I'm gonna be like, I think the socially acceptable thing to do is to tell him, but I don't know because voice.
Boys are cute.
Boys are cute. How old is this? Can I get a?
20s-ish?
Yeah, she's young. Okay.
boys are cute.
Fucking dogs.
I like men.
I was like, boys are cute. I'm looking for a man.
Okay.
Like a forest.
We need like 100 trees.
I just bloop, 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 bloop.
It'd be sick.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna head back upstairs.
Make it really easy.
I mean,
you arrive back upstairs and find,
No, they're not following us, right? They
No.
leave.
No, they left.
you find Rowan sitting at your dining room table.
How did he get here?
He ruined.
He appears to be eating some cold meat cuts and cheese. And he keeps throwing, they look to be fresh cherries over at the Raven every once in a while.
It's probably that
I kind of frown at him because I bet fruit is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the groceries next.
I bought these anyway.
Did you buy those?
Yeah.
Whatever.
You don't remember having cherries.
Maybe I like cherries.
He throws a cherry at
He's like, there's enough for you and the Raven, bitch.
I dodge it.
I dodge it.
Now you're wasting cherries.
Am I?
The Raven flops over and eats it.
Can I catch?
Can I catch the cherry
Does
he
he,
shoots these schools?
with my mouth,
does
Brad?
he know anything about the
I'm like,
Raven?
Have
Like, ask him
you
about the
been
Raven.
acquainted
What?
with
The
the
bird.
Raven?
I mean, of course. She's been here for at least a half an hour.
It says it like it's the most normal thing in the world.
What do you-
Yeah, it just showed up this morning.
It's been following you guys. Or, sorry, it's been following us for days.
We actually knew that,
This is a Raven. Yeah, this is a Raven we
Yeah.
found at a Rosnod's stable.
and we also checked that people were following us, and Brad said the Raven
It's just the
was.
bird. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay,
So yeah, you knew that.
I knew that. It says it has a name, but I don't know how to figure it out. Any suggestions?
Sure. He gets a piece of chalk out and writes a whole bunch of letters on the table.
Oh, like Stranger.
Oh.
Damn it.
We
I
needed
didn't think
Christmas
about that.
lights.
And then it hands it a cherry.
Like a pit, like a cherry pit.
No, just a whole cherry.
Yeah, of course it gets the whole cherry.
I mean, I'd feed a Rosnod a cherry tree.
He'd eat it.
All right, bird. What's your name?
He's a Rosnid. Holy shit.
What's the Rosnod backwards?
Oh my god.
Danazar?
That's like a pure demon. That's 100% from like the Shadow Realm.
I look at him. Sorry.
She spells out Luna.
Oh.
Aww. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
See,
Who needs a cat when you can have a Raven?
That's pretty.
I want a cat. Can I have a cat?
No, you could have a bird.
I have a horse.
I have a goat.
I have a statue guy.
Yeah. What's
does.
Hanzo?
Oh yeah, Hanzo.
Oh, I forgot about Hanzo.
He's in my pocket.
He's cool.
He's in our pocket. Ha!
Follow us on Instagram.
Oh, we got followed by girl streamers.
Grill strims?
Girl streams.
Okay. Luna. Who named you?
She
Points
wings.
herself. Oh.
She named herself Luna?
How's she so smart?
Where did she come from? Where did you come from, Luna?
She hops in a circle.
Oh, okay.
Here? Why are you in Chartfalls?
You.
How do we go? What?
The eye on the wall behind you.
Who sent you?
Yeah.
Can someone knowledge? No, wait, we already knowledge religion.
Okay. I'm like, alright, I'll take that for what it is. Whatever that might be.
She here to help you.
Can you do anything cool?
Flies around the room.
I mean, do you have like any secret powers?
In bird, that means this motherfucker. This you can't fly, bitch.
So I guess it just knew where the apartment was.
I stretch my wings out as it flaps around.
I mean, it's been following you. It'll probably follow us through.
It lands on one.
That's true.
Pay attention to
It
it.
was holding my hand and I didn't know it.
I leave that wing out a little bit to make a nice little perch.
Arazna told it.
Okay.
You're like,
I don't know what else to ask the bird.
there are tools too, Joe, if you want tools.
Yeah. Do you want tools?
I'm good.
Alright.
Alright, I need clay.
Color?
What
I
do
need
make?
gray, please.
I
I have a lot of.
I don't know what like,
That works.
what to,
How much of this can I use?
all
All of it?
Yeah.
I don't know
clay, like
what to
it's-
ask it.
Here.
I also ordered more.
Did you?
And it's June.
It's
It's really
clay.
cheap.
Like
We should just go to Michael's and get it like super cheap.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I guess, okay. Does anyone else have any questions for Luna?
no, she's cool.
Yeah.
I can
she's just
sit.
kind of perched on my wing at the moment.
Does it have anything to say? Does it like hop in any of the letters or do anything?
Mm-mm.
What is it? Do you want anything? Okay.
Does it point to the cherries? Like more cherries? No.
What do I need to take care of it?
Can I learn how to speak bird? Because it clearly understands common.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't. The problem is it can't speak to you.
Like
You
it
can
can't
teach it.
mentally. Can you
I
you
tried.
mentally attune to something?
There's a certain.
Has to have an intelligence score of 3 or
Yeah.
higher.
We can.
There
teach
are
it.
items and/or spells to give it an intelligence score that high. We already need to awaken Arazna. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, so we're gonna figure this out at one point.
Well, I want to go back to the. Do they have any names on the bad guys list
Yeah.
to share?
Rowan came back.
And where's the other guy?
Where's Alaric?
Yeah.
Fancy,
all
you
right.
would ask.
I like the way you think. In any case, he says,
It's weird that he went missing.
Rowan gives you a list of names. There are 10 names on the list. 9 of them are crossed off. Shepherd is the only one that is not crossed off.
That's a name we heard before, isn't it?
That's the leader of the Void. That's what he calls himself, the Shepherd.
Are the other 9 dead?
He explains that the other 9 were the only other 9 members of the Void that existed at the time of my departure.
Okay.
And they're no longer to be found.
They're all dead now.
Okay.
Sacrificed.
That's to what? For what?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen
Oh.
often.
They were all hung publicly.
Oh,
Okay.
Commander Shepard says Voss.
Commander Shepherd.
Oh, because he's the guard guy, isn't he? Is he the leader of the guard? No.
What were they hung for?
Various crimes against the city, all of which made up. It was a power play by Shepard to consolidate his power inside the Void after it had grown so large.
Okay.
I can only assume that the other 9 also knew his secret.
The ring.
Thus, they were removed.
And they're still hanging out the old.
No, I can't find them now.
No.
Gone.
I tell them what we found at the church. The appearance of a
stuff?
portal. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So they're probably not.
If I were to guess, the only way in and out of their hideout probably has to use that ability,
Right.
thus making it impossible for the Vantus Sentinels or the guard to launch a counterattack.
Think we'll be able to find them?
Probably not. I also noticed something a little odd, is that nobody in town knows that they exist.
Like the name Void at all?
It means nothing to them.
Who do they think has been causing all of these crimes?
As far as the townsfolk are concerned, there are no crimes. They're merely natural occurrences of fate.
Okay.
Oh no, my gems are missing. Damn it, God.
Well, it's more like their mysterious origins. So you're missing Nalgric sorcerers. That's not a crime to the city. That's just, I don't know why they all disappeared.
Spencer asked you a question. Justin.
I don't know that I want to multi-class as anything.
Oh, he's
What was
Well,
the general opinion of the Church of Nalgrix here?
going. Very, very high. Considering that between Nalgrix and Vangal is the largest two mercenary groups that stand up for the city during Curzon's beckoning.
Okay.
Is it
Curzon's a coming soon.
is it more that they're afraid to ask questions, or just like to look into like the dead bodies? Are they just
As far as the city's concerned, there are no dead bodies.
How did no one go to the church in over 2 weeks to find them?
The Church of Nalgrix isn't necessarily large. They also have another public place that they stay at. The cliffside location is like a private abode for them. It's not something that they necessarily go to.
Okay.
Okay.
The average lay worshiper doesn't go there to pray. They go to the Temple of Nalgric, or the Temple of the Wormfather, which is on the northern side of the city. It's nearby, but
Different.
Yeah.
Got it.
When you ran with these guys, did any of them
Don't want
have
to make
any
me murder hobo?
beef with the Church of Wormfather?
not that I know of.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. So that's really odd. And when is this vigil?
The vigil is tomorrow night.
I don't know if there's much else.
Do we want to go talk to the author guy?
Oh yeah.
The journalist?
No?
I said, oh. Yeah.
Oh.
We could.
I thought you said no. I was like, okay.
It's like, okay, fine.
Damn, Joe! Fuck off!
I think we've kind of figured out the missing of the crappy reporting now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So it's up to you guys. I'll go with you wherever you go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
See the guy?
Sure.
See the wizard? The wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Elman
Is it great?
Dahara.
Yeah.
Great.
Great, everybody.
They're a huge tub of gray.
This is a bunch, and then there's
That's
one
good.
more of
That's all
these. Yeah.
It's half craft time, half D&D.
I mean,
Sorry.
We just have to be able to. We just have to be able to talk at the same time. Is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah, let's go
Yeah, it's
to
totally-
the journalist guy.
Okay, you arrive at his office in Midtown.
Yeah.
His secretary is slightly confused.
why?
He doesn't get visitors very often.
Oh.
You eventually get led upstairs to a gentleman's office. You are left alone for about 15 minutes, and then the side door opens. A older gentleman, human. He's probably in his late 50s, you would assume. Exits his office. He's wearing clothes that tell you that this man is a busy person. He doesn't take time off very often. He's got on his undershirt. He's got like grease stains from hastily eaten food. He's got bags under his eyes from long nights at the office.
Queer guy.
He's definitely all about this life, as it were.
He's about that.
Yeah, just come on, just come in. He leads you into his office.
Wow. Just come on.
He sits you down at a small table that he sits on the other side of. It's away from his desk, which is cluttered with stuff. As he walks over to the table, he just goes, "Oh shit!" and just smashes a whole bunch of stuff onto the floor, and then he cleans off the chairs. His office is a mix of. It's an office of somebody who has a haphazard mind who's doing 1,000 things at once.
Aw.
So there's a lot of half-read books, recipes that haven't quite been read all the way. They look like on a small Eldritch hot plate, he's tried to make pancakes about a half a dozen times, and they always fail.
Aw.
How do they fail?
It looks like he begins making pancakes and then forgets to flip them because he gets distracted by something else.
Oh. Poor guy.
In any case, he pours himself a cup of coffee, offers anybody if they want. He sits down before you can even answer.
Thank you.
What brings you here today? Who? Sorry. Who are you?
I look at Hove because I figured you might want to take the.
I'm just wondering. I'm a concerned citizen.
Alright, heard enough of that over the last couple of weeks. Sure. Concerned. Sure. Citizen. Not so much. I haven't seen your kind around here before. I think somebody of your bearing would have at least caught my eye at least once.
Is that a short joke?
Is that a short joke?
You've got me there. I was wondering about your sources for the story about the Church of Wormfather.
What do you mean? Saying it's inaccurate?
No,
Charging me with plagiarism?
just wondering who your sources are.
You know I can't reveal that.
I mean, I didn't know that. Now I do.
Well, it's a bit of a privacy thing for us reporters. We can't necessarily give out our sources because then we'll have none.
That's fair. Generally speaking, though, something like this, the source wouldn't be anything that needed to be kept secret. Usually, for this sort of thing, I would expect you to say the town guard or someone, but...
Yeah, town guard usually stays away from things like this.
See, now that's interesting.
Yeah, that is slightly odd.
Why is that?
It's a religious matter. There's two things you don't get in between for a man. You don't get in between his money or his religion.
I feel like they would get involved when there's blood.
Hey man, a whole bunch of cultists want to commit suicide on the eves of the midsummer's moon. You know, you don't go in there and ask questions.
Were they known cultists?
No, of course not. These are knowledge sorcerers. They're not some slapped together cult.
You just contradicted what you said.
Hey, listen, if the Naugur sorcerers want to get up and leave the city one day, that's on them.
You have proof that they left the city?
Well, we noticed a couple of odd things.
Like?
You know, the usual. Hastily packed bags, missing food.
See, that's a little contradictory. The usual is not odd.
Yeah.
Well, in my line of work, The usual is odd. Otherwise, I'd have no stories.
This guy
He
sucks.
got me there. But, I mean, he's just reporting secondhand
Yeah, he sucks.
what he's got from somebody else.
All right.
Are you willing to trade information for information ever?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
How do you think deals are made?
So, what about the criminal element in Dragonheart? I haven't seen enough reporting about that.
4. We make a bunch of them and stick them together. We have a whole 4. Anyway,
Criminal element.
it really depends on which part of the criminal element you're looking for. How far back are we going? What are you interested in? And the real question is, what are you trading me? What am I getting out of this? You said information for information. I assume that means you have information. What is your information?
I mean, right now, this is just a general question about
Yeah.
the criminal element in Dragonheart.
All right, then from a non-professional, I can answer your question. What's your question? What do you want to know?
How many gangs are being reported? I mean, how much criminal
9
activity
at the
is
moment.
there in Dragonheart?
9 gangs?
Yep. Most of them small time. One of them big time.
Who's that?
Well, that's a professional question.
No, it's not.
No, I feel like that should be in the news on a, like,
if you as a private citizen know that there's one large gang, then you know which it is.
For most citizens, they don't really care to keep track of the gangs. It being,
But you just said as a private citizen, so you should tell us because
as a private citizen, I tend to keep track of things that most other private citizens don't.
Okay.
After about a year and a half back, when we lost 4 of the largest gangs in the city, the last remaining stander kind of took over.
So they've been in place for a while.
Yeah, sure. He gets up and he walks into another room.
Wow, you're
He-
super professional.
does he expect us to follow him, or?
About 2 minutes later, he comes back and he throws the newspaper at you.
Thanks. What's it say?
This is a year and a half ago. It's covering the dissolution of various criminal organizations around the city by members of the City Watch and the Vantus Sentinels, as well as inter-party conflict among the gangs of Dragonheart.
Interesting.
Yours is listed as being dissolved.
Okay, interesting. Alright, so this is kind of what I was looking for, but don't really... Can't find old archive newspapers, just don't shoot anywhere.
Oh, I've got hundreds here, because I'm a private collector.
Would she
I also wrote most of them.
would she recognize if there were 5 large gangs and 4 were dissolved, would she recognize which one the 5th was?
Yeah, the Void.
What became the Void, anyway?
What became the Void?
Okay.
The Void is actually listed as being dissolved,
But they weren't.
but they weren't.
Also, stop.
And then about 6 months later, the Green Heaven group.
Green heaven, not glory.
I was gonna say, I think our
All
buddy's
right.
back.
We'll go
Dirtbag.
with instead of Green Heaven, we'll go with
Redwood screen apparently.
Green is not a creative color.
yeah, because apparently all we can make is trees.
Yeah, these trees are pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's all we can make. Green.
I'm making a coffin.
You have plenty of things that are
I'm
green.
gonna make a
What are you
big-
making, Timmy? A coffin.
Why are you making a coffin? For my eventual death.
For the body.
Holy shit, Timmy.
Holy shit, Timmy.
What's that?
No, don't. I really don't know.
Alright, the criminal organization known as the Blue Ravens goes through a
Blue glory.
a civil war, as it were, which spills onto the streets of Dragonheart roughly 6 months ago.
Okay. Okay.
Are they tied to your role?
Rachel would know that they are. They were a prime source of information for Rachel because Rachel's gang dealing with, basic crime and thievery.
My guild.
Yeah.
Magoo.
Which you didn't name.
No.
Which you should name.
I don't probably. I mean, there's been a whole ton of them.
They are so sneaky, they don't have a name.
In
Yeah.
any
They're
case,
known as the Sneaks.
the Blue Ravens ended up being the largest gang by subsuming most of the surviving members from the various ongoings of the year previous, and then went through a civil war about 6 months ago, and a new leader came in, renamed the organization The Void, and his name was never released.
We know his name. We can sell the
That's true.
We know all the information. We're fine.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's got anything that we don't really know.
Hi, Bee.
Oh, that is a coffin.
Bee's on shrimp. It's cold.
She's like, yeah, I was outside.
Why is she sitting?
She's giving you stink eye.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of weird that she's
God,
Give
like,
me a pig.
She's giving you just.
what? What?
All right.
I mean, floor tile.
His name is John Cena.
John. All right. So
Okay.
what do we know? We know that a bunch of the
Void.
gangs got dissolved. We know that the Void came from it. I forgot to ask. Is this guy wearing any rings?
Yeah, of course.
Any rings?
Any
He's
green
married,
rings?
yeah.
Any
Other
Purple
rings.
rings?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I cut off his married ring.
There can be none.
He's wearing a gold band. I cut it off. Oh my god. Don't show these people rings.
Okay, so
Brush twice to flight plaque. That's what boss says is the information you should sell him.
That guy likes a girl. That's a good one.
Oh my god. There's a thug who likes a girl.
There's another one who has to pee.
There's another one who has
they
to
currently still have to be.
like still.
Some say she has to pee to this day.
Some say.
Let us. I don't know. What else do we need from this guy? Do we need anything else from this guy? Why did we come here?
We thought he'd have more information. He doesn't.
We didn't
He
know.
doesn't. Yeah.
It has to be wanted. I mean,
He's not going to give us.
figured why not.
I mean, we got some good
Yeah.
information out of it.
So anyway,
Some history.
All right. Thank you.
no. The transaction is not finished yet. You have to sell me information.
We never agreed to that.
Actually, you did when you sat down.
We just looked at a public newspaper.
You said information for information. I gave you mine. Now give me yours.
You gave us a newspaper.
I read a headline off today's paper.
I say if you should brush twice to fight black.
Like hers.
You should brush twice
I
to
mean, I
fight
could have
black.
done it at the library. I just thought this would be easier. I guess not.
That's fine.
We don't really have anything that's
Yeah.
How much are newspapers?
good information anyway.
Like a copper.
Well, no, we haven't.
Like 3 copies.
I mean,
Your
I would,
sources about the Church of the Worm Father aren't completely correct. There are still 2 very strong worshippers in the city. Mic drop, walk out.
my God, walk out.
Oh.
It's actually a good one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you really mic drop walk out, or did you just say that?
I say that and then I start getting up to walk out.
Whoa, hasty gentlemen, sit down.
Hasty.
I believe maybe we might have a understanding. You mentioned that these sources are incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
That they're not. That the Nogric sorcerers didn't leave the city. That much I suspected. Mostly because 75 people just don't get up and walk out with no one noticing. Especially not those. No offense. Nogric worshippers aren't really known for their subtlety.
But what's that supposed to mean? You fucking what?
Brazil flips the table. Fuck.
Rosna comes charging in.
Oh God, have we found anybody?
Do it.
What? Oh.
Jesus.
You can turn battle cam off, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Right.
battle came up. We don't need battle cam.
You don't know I'm not gonna fight this guy.
I mean, I was thinking
Well,
we
I
didn't
mean,
the battle.
the map's not even.
I
Anyway.
mean, I could still fight him. I fight him.
Go on.
Fight.
What I suspect is what I suspected has been going on since the beginning. But first, your information from mine. What actually happened in Nogris' sorry, the Worm Father's abode.
Well, he actually lives on a different plane, so I don't really know.
It's probably got a bunch of stuff.
I mean, it might be worth leaking the actual truth. Yeah.
What do we lose if we leak
He
it?
dies. That's it.
He might die.
He dies!
No, he doesn't know who we are.
That's right.
It
My name's
doesn't-
Steve.
It doesn't connect us. I mean, we can just hide.
They
out
were
in the apartment
killed.
forever.
All of them.
What happened to the bodies?
They were given a proper burial.
They were interred in the walls. That's what I suspected. But they wouldn't let me in, so.
Who wouldn't let you in?
Who?
What? That Sentinels cordoned it off as a.
When?
About a day ago?
The day after we left. No, the day after. It was after we
Oh.
left.
After he dropped the story,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wouldn't let me in. That's what I figured happened.
Those are nice balls.
But nobody wants to touch the mausoleum because, you know, holy place and everything. Bad, mojo, juju,
He needs his sleep.
whatever people call it these days.
The Razan is Nogris.
Moju.
Says Spencer.
Hove is a thing.
He's on to something.
He's a
They're on.
very ancient dragon.
Elsa
An
is
ancient
pretty
dragon.
relaxed right now. This is not Elsa behavior.
Yeah, Elsa's.
She's Florida.
She's being real tired today.
Aww.
Dude, she was looking at you with the tired eyes. She was like, bruh,
Bruh.
sir.
Oh, she's hussy circling it up on that chair. Anyway, they, so who buried them?
I
You.
did.
I interrupt. You first. We've given up a lot already.
What do we lose by telling him?
No, we don't. I'm just.
Is my big thing.
I'm,
Plain hardball.
Okay. What do you want to know? I got information. I know things.
What kind of things do you know?
What do you know about that gang? The big one.
You mean the Void? Quite a lot.
Say that around.
Fuck, kill the party again, Raziel. Jeez.
load the previous save.
Quite a lot.
He suspects that they're running the more clandestine operations in the city and keeping people in check. Thus, the mysterious murders and stuff that have been going on for the past 2 years or so have all been unusual for a city of Dragonheart's size.
Who all's in their pocket?
We
have
that
our
is the
own-
part that he does not know. He's been trying to link it together for months now. But every time he gets close,
What's he trying?
something just
Who all is in the void? Who, like their pocket? Who's calling the shots? Things like that.
I wouldn't poke and prod in that too much if I were you.
he mentions that he stopped about 4 months back.
Were you threatened? Was there?
Can we
You
send
could
some
say
motive
that.
on him?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
What do you want to know?
Is he a
17. I just want to see if does he seem shady or does he seem like he's telling us the truth?
He seems like he's telling you the truth.
And withholding information.
Mm-hmm. He knows a lot.
Well, that's fine. I just don't want him to like be reporting back to the void and
Yeah.
killing us.
So, just let you know, a dwarf,
Of
a Vasar, a human, a Amorai,
With a ball.
and another human
quote
Came-
unquote.
came into my
Aw,
place.
it's got a little nose now.
Do you have a contact in the organization?
If only I was that lucky. I'd technically yes, but it's not the contact I'd like. He gets up and he walks over behind his desk. Rachel, roll diplomacy.
Oh, okay.
Diplomacy.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
He gets up, he walks over to his desk. He turns back to you,
Naked.
and he throws a small package at you. It's already been hastily unwrapped, and it's just kind of...
Is it heavy?
No.
I open up the rest of the way.
Inside is a pinky.
Do you recognize the pinky?
Have you cut this pinky off?
Do I recognize the pinky?
No.
Is there a ring on it?
No.
Was there a ring on it?
No.
Why is there a pinky?
Underneath is a small scrap of paper. It's in an elaborate wooden box, like somebody went through all the time to mount this thing beautifully
A
into
human
this.
pinky?
Yep, into this
Yeah.
mahogany box.
Is it like rotting?
No,
Is it being preserved?
It's like magic.
the gentle repose has been cast on
Alright.
this pinky. In any case, the box itself actually keeps the pinky intact. He just says, "It's my son's."
That's why you work so much.
I'm immediately offering condolences and...
Was your son willingly in it?
No, they picked him up at school.
I assume he was...
They have
Do they still?
blackmail.
Do they still have...
Do they still?
That's
have
what the slip of paper underneath the pinky says.
It's like a
We have him?
ransom.
It's like a little golden plaque, and it's plastered, and it says, "We have him." That's it.
How long ago?
4 months.
So if we find a little boy when we're killing all the void,
Don't kill it.
Oh, he's not
Don't
little. He's
kill
like
it.
20.
if we find a boy when we're killing,
He
A boy.
he was
What's his
studying
I
at
mean,
the
I would.
pillars.
the
name?
boy.
What's his name?
What are the pillars?
My son.
What are the pillars?
This was explained when you first entered the city. It's a series of 8 pillars on the south
Oh,
eastern
the-
corner
Oh, they
of
cover
the
the different
city.
types of...
It handles high-level schooling
Right.
for people.
Okay.
Generally, a private institution you send rich kids to.
Would this guy be considered rich in a sealed standards?
No.
So it's probably pretty tough for him to send him there.
He's probably got a really smart kid.
Or a wife?
Do you have a wife?
No, she died years back.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
Boating accident.
Oh. Unexpected.
Okay.
His name is Terrid.
Let's see the picture.
Yeah. Little black and white photograph. He handy.
It's a mixture of Terry and Jared.
Have we ever seen him before?
Is he hot?
Roll that D10.
So
3.
he's at least 20. 7.
Yes. He's at least a 7.
You think a human's cute finally?
He's 9 for me.
Maybe I want to rescue him.
Attractive picture.
Hope's like, now I don't.
He's a 2.
Where is he? 2. He was 3 for me.
Oh, okay.
We have similar too.
Joe's face was hilarious.
The boating accident part or the cute part?
The cute part.
What type of boating accident would she have?
Kraken?
Did you ask him that?
Yeah, I follow up with
No, I feel
Kraken.
like that's
Just
really
like that.
insensitive. Can I ask it sensitively?
I follow up with Kraken.
With my 20 diplomacy?
What kind of
With my
boating
20
accident
diplomacy.
Sure. She was a captain of a fishing ship.
Oh.
Oh, that's really impressive. Good on her.
Got eaten by a bear shark.
A bear.
Lost in the storm.
No, just a bear.
Fishing is a dangerous profession.
Indeed. But a lucrative one.
Indeed.
That's how
That's how
it
the
is.
fish got to school. Yeah.
The store. The school. I don't know.
Both. Alright, well, you know what?
Let's see your son.
What is Raziel's wisdom, charisma, and intelligence?
All
6.
0. Well, 10, 10, 11.
If we see your son,
Oh, you didn't take standard, you took.
No, I'm
You are
old.
like way more charismatic than me. 3 points more charismatic.
Huh.
than me.
Damn, bro, you got 8?
I'm old, so I have
I wonder
negatives
why
in
your
physical.
Anna's taking so long to come on to you.
Yeah.
I have a -1 to all my physical traits and a +1
Remember,
to all my
Brad,
mental
I can't
traits.
sing.
Yeah.
Anna's like, this motherfucker picks his nose in public and he can't sing!
And he
Fuck.
only kicks Shin.
She still likes him,
To
they're just
defend
not.
you.
I kick shins on.
Yeah.
What's your
That's how you
charisma? Anna?
defended people that are attacking
Your
you.
charisma?
My charisma is probably a 0. Yes, it's a 10. So
Very
we're like
charismatic.
awkwardly,
That's so cute.
we're awkwardly like.
But my strength's 22, where it
I'm
counts.
reaching, she's settling.
Oh.
Literally. Literally.
Guys, this makes me emotional. Why don't you just kiss and make up already?
No.
So
No.
funny. Okay.
Brad, stop.
We're just gonna say we're sorry and.
I mean, can we get more out of this, dude? We have more information. What do we need to know?
I'm.
It's up to you guys what you're willing to give out and what
If
you
we
want.
say we can
I
help
don't know
him
what we
get
can
his
gain.
son back, he might be willing to tell us a lot more.
Sure.
I tell him everything about the Church of Nogrix.
And then
what
we plan to
saw
kill, like, all the void.
with the wings and everything. And
Yo,
He begins writing this
Okay.
down.
I don't tell him all the stuff that I found,
Mhm.
like my equipment. I
You're
don't
not
tell him
allowed
I
to
got
publish
that there.
this.
And I do not tell him about the secret room full of treasure.
Yep.
Why are you writing all this down?
I also make sure
He's a
never to
reporter.
mention my name or JP's name.
He doesn't know our name.
it's safer this way.
Can I continual flame and Bryce paper?
Mm-hmm. No, because it would just make it bright.
Oh, true. I was thinking of the flame thing that Paley can do. I got confused.
All right.
Confusely. Aw.
Can I put this in my next paper?
I wouldn't
Anonymous
advise
source.
No, you should probably wait. You should
I
probably hold on
wouldn't.
to it.
Advise it.
Not
I'll
yet.
put it in a stack of things I'll print when I'm safe.
Yeah.
He has
That's-
a whole room.
That's fine.
As a whole.
Save it for an expose.
There'll be a time soon when it's safe to write. I actually say it'll be sooner than you think that it'll be safe to write it.
What information can you give us?
Didn't tell him about the planar here, did you?
No.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so currently going on, as you know, there is a series of people who have come in and taken over most of the city.
Yes.
They all wear black rings.
Yes.
Oh, you made that connection.
A good number of us have.
It's a dangerous connection to make.
Yeah, stay
Keep
out
that
of it.
quiet.
Yeah, that's how this all started.
You
Anyway.
should see my finger collection.
You should see my finger collection.
I got so excited when he gave me a pinky, and then it really sad.
Oh.
It is not the pinky I expected.
Secretly, you still add it to the collection.
La, 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 la.
Oh, that's so sad. Okay.
I need to learn how to do that with fingers.
Yo, it just pulls up.
I need
fucking
one of,
sweet. Oh man.
Invisibility.
I have a scroll. I can cast it on you. I can make it.
Spencer said I could fist fight,
That'd be the money.
a brick wall.
See, it looks better whenever you don't start out as a book.
Looks so
I like
fun
that
too.
Leave it.
No, my flower was a book, and then I made it into a flower. Because the book got squeezed. That's cute.
Ooh.
He asks you, do you know the name of the gentleman who rose quickly to prominence in the city?
In the void or the city?
The city.
Can we tell him? It's sugar.
No, that's not the right answer.
No, because Shepherd's the void.
He's asking for the name that the not Basar.
Vantus.
Vantus goes by.
Oh,
I don't think we know it.
We don't know that.
No.
Good.
Oh, flower.
His name is Edgar Bomine.
That's the Vantus' name?
Mm-hmm.
That he goes by.
What's his last name?
Edgar?
Bomine. Bohmeen.
Have I ever heard that name?
No.
Is he's here?
Yeah, of course he's here.
He caught up?
He's like one of the main.
What do you know about him?
What?
Showed up about 2.5 years ago,
Oh, what?
That's
give or take.
Yeah.
Uh,
He'll Hello, Hove.
I don't think he knows he's a Vantus,
No.
so don't tell him.
Yeah.
He's a vent. Motherfucker, what?
I tell everyone else it.
I like how your go-to for opening telepathy is.
Yeah, you knock
You're like-
on a
Yeah,
brain.
you're like,
What can he tell us about him? Like,
What's
Well,
his business?
he's in his silver mining.
Yeah, I bet.
Silver.
I fucking bet.
is he
mining.
human?
Yeah, he's in his late 40s. He has a
Uh-huh.
wife and 3 children.
Oh, sure.
oh.
Have you seen
Oh,
his wife and children?
God.
Are they beautiful?
He keeps his life very private.
They're
Yep.
locked in the basement.
They're not.
He doesn't have them.
His
Have
wife's
them.
name
They'll just be
is
like terrible shadow creatures.
You've met her?
Yeah,
Oh.
her name is Alwyn. Alwyn. Alwine.
That's the
Always.
real thing.
That is definitely not how I spelled it.
Alduin? It's a dragon?
Does he have a business? So you said silver mining.
Yeah.
Where does he live?
You have a cute little forest.
A little
What's
forest.
it?
Yeah.
I feel
He
like
lives in the
bushes.
Eternus estate,
I made mine with roots.
south side of the city, up on the hill.
Is that like the old family that had it?
No, just the name. They all have names. All the stupid.
No
rich
Does
kidding.
he
people.
travel a lot? Did you ever try to track him?
It's not that hard. He's very public.
How so?
I mean, he's always out on the streets.
Does he travel? Oh, does he travel a lot?
Not so often as he used to.
Does he know I'm here?
Who are you?
For your safety, we can't tell you that.
Oh, I've heard that one before. Typically from people who don't know me very well.
Should we be worried about you?
I mean, I'm a veteran of the Darkest War. Don't worry, I can handle myself.
No, I mean, should we worry about you?
This
mean,
guy's a veteran
This
of the
fucking,
darkest
this
war.
guy's a veteran.
I mean, you can worry about me.
Wink.
Jeez, why does she keep it up?
Because Brad likes making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing to do with that. You're the one who asked him.
No, I don't have to worry about you.
You're also the Yamurai. You're like literally.
You chose the wrong race for this if you didn't want attention.
You're standing next to a stinky dragon man and a little dwarf dude.
His options are slim.
And
Have
two
you ever-
very beautiful humans.
Have you ever
One
heard
of
of,
them is clearly taken by the dwarf and keeps touching her at the hem of her boot.
Yeah,
have you
I
ever
look
heard of
like
the
murder
Duff, the
incarnate.
designated ugly friend?
What? No.
Not the ugly friend.
No, we're the ugly friend.
Designated ugly friend.
So, there's
If you don't think your friend group has an
there's
ugly
the scary
friend, you
dragon
wanna...
man. There's the dwarf, who is preoccupied with the alchemist. These two are
What? No.
obviously flirting, not flirting.
I'm preoccupied with the dwarf.
And I look like murder incarnate. So,
I'm murder
It
incarnate.
defaults to the 12-year-old looking Amorai.
you don't look 12.
No, we're not.
You're just short. Which is
Your whole
endearing.
face is red.
There's like some weird shit on the map.
Elsa B.
You got
She's sleeping.
She's out. Anyway, whose turn is it?
Out of time.
Oh,
Yes.
he mentioned, he goes on and tells you about how Edgar spends most of his time cavorting throughout the city, getting the main people to fall in love with him. Which I thought was a little odd. But for the most part,
Shouldn't be that hard for a Vantus. I mean,
he seems to give he gives help to the
Point to-
needy. He
point.
gives out holiday hams. He
Holiday hams.
Holiday ham.
Damn, I missed it.
I can understand that reason for joining a cult.
I tell you mentally that you should probably change your face whenever we leave.
But, okay.
I know you like your
this
face, but if he's here, he's gonna see you. He's gonna see all of us. Never mind.
I was gonna say, like,
Keep your face.
I could change mine. Ready? Oh, God!
He takes a sword out. Not gonna scar.
Kills it.
If there's 5 of you and a noir, and the other person changes, it's probably
Actually,
a noir.
I've learned that before the hard way. So,
What?
not to change whenever your party remains static.
Yeah.
At least not as a method of permanent disguise.
Okay, I'm done with them. Does anyone else have
Ooh, you're done with him, girl.
Forgot I had a bit of.
He's an old
He is like 10 years older than me, guys.
You're an adult. Age is relative. Doesn't matter. This
You
was
thought this was a
dialogue
sweater.
before you.
Yeah, you can have like
I
100
should
of
have
him.
human husbands.
Yeah.
I haven't thought this through.
What?
Then I don't divorce them, they just die.
Oh my god!
And you inherit all their stuff because they can't have kids with you.
Dude, Amarai would be the perfect gold digger.
Oh my god.
That's gotta be pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
Damn right, no. But she ain't messing with no.
Bro.
Edited version.
Oh god.
Sorry, we're going down a path.
Yeah. Okay. There's nothing else that I think that I really need.
So in any case, Edgar came into power about 2.5 years ago, and he's been essentially collecting friends throughout the city, and he's been doing a fine job of it. But he hasn't quite won over the Kurzar family yet, so no real
Thank God.
main changes have been able to be made.
I hope so.
He's working on that.
Oh, that's not a pig. Thought it was a pig.
Although we know that a member of the Kurzar family
Has
has
a
the
ring.
ring.
Yeah.
I wonder if he knows that.
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh! Go ahead, anyway.
Oh, go
no,
on.
go ahead, finish it. Finish what you were about to ask him.
Do you know how many
Yes.
people do you know have rings?
That's what I was gonna say.
Almost everyone does. You know, they get married, they...
Oh god.
You know what I'm asking.
No, I don't.
He already said he knew about the rings.
He knows strings.
The ones you know.
Oh, those rings!
Yes, those rings.
Sorry.
Fucking guy.
Time lapse.
This guy.
Staring at your beautiful friend made me forget where I was.
Oh, Anna, he's
I say thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you right now. I owe you one.
Thanks.
She will buy you one holiday ham.
One holiday.
Not from this guy though. Like,
You can have my holiday.
Yes. Bro.
In any case, he mentions that he leaves and comes back a few minutes later and gives you a list.
He mentions that he leaves and comes back.
I'm sure he has it.
He announces his exit and entrance.
I'll be right back. I'm
back.
leaving now. I'm returned. He gives you a list of names. There's one member of the Kurzar family that has a
Asterisk.
its name is Arin, Arin. That is not the leader of the Kurzar family. It says Arin K, and then question mark. You know it's Kurzar, but he probably doesn't want to write that down. 'Cause that's treason. Anyway, he points at the question mark and says, disappeared out of the public eye about a year ago.
Completely no sighting since.
Correct.
Oh, we're frozen.
Even the contacts I have with the servants that work at the Kurzar family haven't seen him. We can only assume.
Strange.
Maybe I'm meeting bring those.
It's probably
That's
like
fine.
it's probably like downloads like out here. It's your guys' streams. Voss and everybody else, let me know if it freezes for you. But I think it's just our streams are freezing because we're all watching it.
Mine's fine.
Like
Mine's
download.
fine.
Yeah. I had to refresh mine a little bit ago because the stream froze, but we haven't dropped any frames. That's the important part.
Pringles. Anyway. Anything else?
Keep your head low.
I don't know if there's because we have more information to give him, but I don't know if there's anything else he could give us.
Yeah, I feel like we should visit later.
Yeah, thanks for the information. I have hide behind veil.
If you learn anything
That looks
else,
scary.
I have hide behind veil.
It's literally what I do.
if you learn anything else,
I'll reach out to you.
No, you won't. You don't know who we are.
we'll find you.
How will you know if I know anything?
We'll just come and check.
Okay.
It's not hard.
Do you need to go get it?
No, it's fine.
All right.
Party leaves. Where do you go now? Your things for tomorrow night.
Home probably?
Oh, yeah.
I already have nice clothes. I don't need to get nice clothes.
So we have to prep for the vigil.
Yeah.
While we're prepping for the vigil, can I look through like the books?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Unpack all your crap.
Yeah. What?
Well, I don't. I just dump it all out.
Get us out of here! Those are expensive goods! They're fragile! What's that mean? What language is that?
This is all you.
Looking through the books, is there anything like, is it just like formulas, instructions how to make stuff? Is there anything
Mostly.
that's like, is there anything about
It looks like he was working on a method of like it's like a method of early warning. So he was trying to create an alchemist's response to Curzon's beckoning.
cool?
If he could find out what magic happens when Curzon's beckoning happens, he can create an alchemist item that'll alert everyone so you can go hide.
Okay.
See if he ever like. How you're human.
Yeah.
How old was your uncle?
Old.
My
Old,
uncle-
but not that old.
No.
I was gonna say, I wonder if he ever did any
He never-
research into like Gwen and Maverick.
Mm-mm. Not old.
Oh yeah, there's one bush.
Um,
What else did we get? We got like equipment.
Anna gains an alchemist lab. It grants you a +2 bonus on all alchemy checks while made using it.
Okay.
You might want to write this down.
Yeah, I realized after +2. Like, oh, okay. Cool.
Grants a +2. Oh.
Indeed.
Craft checks.
What are those little ball things? Are those lanterns?
I don't know. I just
They look like little lanterns.
cool.
made little balls.
Rachel, put them on
pink
sticks. Now they're
melon.
lanterns.
I can't put sticks in the oven.
If you take toothpicks and wet them and it's below 400 degrees, they should be fine.
Yeah.
Is what Yahoo told me.
Okay.
Well, thanks for Googling it. Or Yahooing it.
We don't have toothpicks.
Fahrenheit
feel like-
451. Some paper burns.
Can I have a Pringle or 3?
I think we're getting hungry.
Yeah.
That's what I
After-
just asked JP, actually. He just said, uh-huh. I said, hey, JP, what are we doing for dinner? And he's like, uh-huh.
Oh.
And I said,
After
yeah.
Brad tells
Yeah.
her thing, we can.
Would that
It's
be
about
good?
the time to cut it.
Oh, but I have such a...
Okay, we'll get to your ending.
No, we can't. There's too
Okay.
much stuff in the way. So +2 bonus on alchemy checks. It allows you to create alchemical items in half the time.
Ooh.
Make all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Bombs created at this location
What?
have their damage dice increased to D8s.
That's pretty dope.
D8?
No,
No.
D8s.
So you know how your bombs do like
No. Oh, 1d6?
Do
Can
that?
I do d8s?
instead they do that.
So I didn't. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Ooh, my
cool.
swords do
What
lots.
What else do they do?
Currently, that's the only benefits it grants. However, within the gear of the stuff you find a bandolier.
A bandolier.
A
Cool.
bandolier of bombing. It allows you to use an additional 2 bombs per day.
Ooh.
Extra berms.
Okay.
I can use an additional sword per
That would
day.
be super useful if you get those feats where you can do like
Your
wipe
sword
them
doesn't
around.
run out of ammo.
'Cause you, just fucking, you can nuke everything. You were gonna murder all the forests.
Yeah.
Spelled
Like I'm
bandolier.
literally no
It's about to be nuclear holocaust.
B-O-N. No, B-A-N.
I was gonna say bandolier.
D-O-L-I-E-R.
That's a different type of item.
Yes.
Ooh.
Spelled it right on the first time.
It's French.
Mm-hmm. It's French as fuck.
A boudoir
That's a-
bandolier.
A boudoir.
Bandolier boudoirs.
Jesus. Your boudoir contains an extra.
Bandolier.
Jesus.
What's my bird doing?
Probably not.
Looking at all the shiny things that are being pulled out of the bag.
Yeah, if he tries to snatch something, I would like,
No,
get out of here. Go.
Just tell him no.
bad Luna.
Get out of here.
Her.
It is arranging your flasks from largest to smallest. On the
Oh,
floor.
okay. Okay.
So it likes things to be in order.
That's adorable.
I let her do that.
See, where the bird is going to be pure, like, order, Rosnot's going to look at the flask and be like,
It's gonna be a cat.
That's what I kind of imagined him as.
Rosnot's going to look at the flasks, and the flasks are going to just be like, and going to just go.
They just shatter all at once. You just-
Wow. Wasn't there like a voice crystal or something?
oh, yeah.
Notebooks.
a revoicer.
A revoicer.
In order to use it, you must turn it upside down and spin it on a tabletop.
Okay.
Um,
I think it is.
didn't you get like a bunch? You got like 15 volumes of books.
15?
Yeah, like tons of them.
And a
Like
revoicer.
flipping through it, is it organized in a certain manner?
Mm-hmm. Earliest experiments to latest.
Okay.
It's stuff you're probably gonna have to take time to go through,
Yeah.
but who knows what you'll find in there.
Okay.
Okay. Revoicer time?
Vantus.
Okay. Is everybody with her? Good.
Oh.
We are? Okay.
So Anna reaches in and grabs a revoicer and sets it to the table and
I
spins.
like it.
After a few seconds, you hear the sound of a fire raging and the sound of combat outside as if people are fighting for their lives. That's it.
What?
I'm kidding.
Like, what?
That's it? What? I already knew this. Why is this important? Are you done making faces at each other?
No.
Well done.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
Yeah. Okay. What do we hear?
This is bent and on top. It's up.
What do we hear?
You hear your uncle's voice say the following phrases. It is very short and to the point. Anna, I am sorry for the following months in which you will be distraught at my apparent disappearance.
Oh, God.
He's not dead. .com. That's our website.
I'm paraphrasing.
I also,
I can't do it because you're looking.
when I was down in the lab, I'd be like super amazed and like happy I'm back here, but
Ready?
I'd be grumpy.
Okay.
Paraphrasing.
Why are you paraphrasing? I'm giving you more than the time to words.
Okay, we need to feed this thing when we're done.
This thing. This beast. Feed the beast.
So anyway, apologize for my sudden disappearance. I'm forced to perform the actions that you may eventually find me doing to save you.
what?
Where's you? To see a picture. Good.
I am being forced against my will to take my research in a different direction.
Oh, Lord, no. I had to put on a ring.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You're gonna kill your uncle. I'm sorry. Put his finger off.
No, just take his finger. I'm getting good at this.
That one was easy. Go.
I was approached by a gentleman by the name of Edgar. He resides in Dragonheart. He apparently has a beef with our friend.
Oh.
Wait, our friend.
You only ever helped him.
Oh. Would I assume it would be? Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
She will probably be removed shortly.
Oh.
We kind of like lock eyes, like.
You will most likely return to find the shop gone, as well as myself. It is all merely a stage for those who won't look for me.
He's probably like being badass.
Yeah. Damn.
I hope so.
I always love it when that happens.
Yeah, because up until this point, I never.
Grandma's out fighting demons.
He was
She was like.
Grandma's out
She
fighting
was
demons.
pretty badass. But like,
Grandma's out.
Since he never let me in, it's not just kind of like brimstone. Like he did all this stuff, but I never knew exactly what it was about.
FYI, I officially picture your uncle looking like Mad Mickelson.
Thanks, yeah.
Fair.
Ready?
I believe
Okay.
that guy.
Okay.
My uncle looks like this.
Accurate.
I mean, yeah. It's pretty accurate.
He ends the thing with, I believe he is taking me to eternity.
My kids will only have
That's a code for something.
Eternity. Does that?
That's it.
Does that trigger me?
shortly after
Do I go
that.
on a
Is that-
murder spree?
Oh, he lives in Eternus estate. Take him to the estate.
Okay.
He's probably in some weird dungeon and doing crazy experiments.
When you get there, and there's just gonna be like abominations. And...
Why would he not stage his death though? To get away from the
Maybe he's hiding behind a ring.
We didn't have enough
Maybe
time.
he was fighting it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You don't remember your uncle wearing a ring.
Maybe he didn't have enough time.
Maybe.
I mean, they still managed to track us everywhere.
True. True story. Okay.
They're assholes.
That's
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
So,
I think that's where we...
Nope.
what?
Oh.
Do you read the journals this evening?
I mean, yeah. After that.
Yeah. Can you roll linguistics on it?
Sorry, Joe.
I
You're
mean,
gonna have to
after
hold
that,
off.
Yeah.
Oh,
You notice something a little odd about, not you,
Okay.
Oh.
Violet's rolling linguistics unless you
Oh.
have it.
Yeah.
What's your score?
I'm sick by them.
4.
Okay, go and roll.
Do you,
19.
can I help you?
You can help.
Yeah, 19.
You realize that there's a code written in here, and
24.
you're not really certain
Okay.
what it is.
24.
Together, you guys figure out that it's kind of like the 15th word in every line always ends up spelling out some weird. It's convoluted.
Yeah.
Something you would realize that it's the way he writes formulas, but it's written on the page
Yeah.
underneath the text that's there.
Oh.
In any case, as you read through them,
That's so fucking
you
cool.
eventually realize that he left you a. It's the explanation of what he was asked to do. He needs to recreate the properties of a series of rings in order to link them to some scepter. He never really got his hands on it.
That's why they have more.
Yep.
I'm
Oh,
worried about the
shit.
scepter.
Why didn't you just kill him?
As a follow-up, this is answered actually. At the end of the series, you realize that it's like a small writing specifically to you. He mentions that his first thought was to send you away and leave and the whole nine, but he was threatened with your death should he ever refuse to assist,
Oh.
which is why you were never hunted nor followed.
Aw, my uncle is so badass now. I don't know if it's worse that he might be alive or.
Oh, he's alive.
Do you
As
use the
far as we
scepter?
can tell.
She said the thing.
She said thing!
As far as we can tell, he probably is alive. Yeah. But I don't know if that's worse or not.
I mean, he can still make potions.
He keeps spelling out
That's all
kill Voss.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
It keeps. No!
Spencer,
Around 1,000 each?
no.
Well, like it depends.
it's
Yeah,
more
it
than
depends.
Well, I mean, on me, I only have
Gold.
like.
Oh.
that. Gold.
I only
I
have like
have,
12.
Anyway.
7.
I have 6.
7,000?
So I didn't buy any
I have
items.
6,000.
I make them.
Well, I have only like 1,200, but I also bought suit armor.
If I buy a lava ooze, though, that'll be. Yeah, much all
A lava ooze.
Okay, that's it. Joe, you can send us off.
All right.
molten ooze.
Well.
whatever it is.
That has been another episode of As Far As You Can Tell. As always, I've been Joe. With me was Andrea, Rachel, Ashley, Brad, and JP. If you want to learn more about the Zodiac Empires campaign setting that we are playing in, you can go to zodiacempires.com to find out more. You can also find us on various social medias such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, a whole bunch of them. Zodiac Empires, you'll find us.
Not the
Just
band.
Google it.
If you find a weird cat with lasers out of its eyes, not us.
Yet.
Yeah.
We will
But yeah.
consume them.
Oh, we're not leaving.
We'll see you
Twitch.
next time.
Twitch. We're still here.